I forgot how to film an intro apparently. The new year, and with that comes New Year's resolutions. We're not going to talk about the last New Year's resolution video that I made. However, we are going to talk about this New Year's resolutions. Going to touch on the monthly goals of this month. I have found out that quarterly goals are great in theory. Goals are way too long, and on top of that, my life isn't even really sorted into quarterly months. I feel like my life is now more sorted out throughout the school year, because say the quarterly goals is from January to March, but I have my winter quarter and my spring semester in the middle, and those are separate, but they take place in the same quarter. I will be talking about the annual goals and the monthly goals. So let's talk about them. I split my goals up into 6 sections. It's under writing, school, physical, spiritual, emotional, and financial. My writing goals, the first one is to write a short story every month. This is a lofty goal, but I know that I can do it. I feel like I can surely do it. If not, I'll just write 2 short stories in 1 month to make up for it if school gets really busy. The next one is to post more vlogs. Yes, I know. I didn't make a schedule this time. And compared to last year, when I posted like 2 videos on this channel, I'm pretty sure that I can manage to post 3. So, next one is to learn to read for fun. So, I read a lot last year. I think I read the most I have ever read in 1 year. It was all for school, which I'm not really complaining about because the things that I'm reading for school are fantastic works of literature, but I do miss just reading genre fiction. The book that I'm reading right now is a reread of my favorite book of all time, The Lonely Hearts Hotel by Heather O'Neill. I just want to get back into the routine of reading for fun. Is another lofty one, and it's to get 12 rejections. 12 rejections doesn't sound like a lot. I know plenty of people who get like hundreds of rejections every year, and honestly, good for them. However, for me, I like to submit more, and this is enough to sort of give me that push. I also have a pretty low rejection rate when it comes to submittable, which is a good thing. It genuinely is a great thing, but it does make my rejection goal kind of lofty. It's a stupid ass brag. Next is my school goals. I have 3 of them. My first one is just to have a study routine and to actually stick with it. I just have to be a robot and be disciplined and just fucking do it. That's my goal, just to do that consistently. Never mind the percentage. Of course, I do have a goal in my head, but in order to get to that goal, I have to be disciplined. So let's work on that, shall we? Next one is to start the transfer process. I am attending community, and I should be starting the transfer process either this fall. Yeah, this fall is when I'm, oh my god, this year. I just realized how fast time moves. Anyway, start the transfer process, and then I can go to a big boy university. Anyway, third one, to learn to ask for help. I've gotten better at this than before. I definitely still need to work on it. You just like ask for help. Use your resources at the school. We're gonna work on that. Next one is physical goals. I just want to try a new sport. I don't know if I'll get into it, mainly because I don't know if I can afford it. But even if I don't, just try for it like a class or 2. I've been thinking about trying rollerblading. Trying roller derby. It's a very like aggressive and contact heavy sport. I miss the violence of being in volleyball, frankly. I could also get back and I could join an adult league volleyball league. I'm interested in trying Eskrima/Arnis, Filipino martial arts. Next one is to try a new recipe every month. That's pretty simple. The thing is, though, that with cooking, you need to plan it out. Go to the grocery store, buy them, come home, wash out, prep, cook, and then clean. that's not just one step. I would very much like to learn my family recipes, although those take a long time. At least the ones that I can think of. There are some quick family recipes that I can learn. Family recipes that I'm thinking of are like the homemade empanadas, or the lumpia, or the sinigang from scratch broth. You know, have a healthier sleep schedule. My sleep schedule has always been whack since I became a teenager. I think something magical happened these last few weeks because my sleep schedule has been fantastic. I'd be in bed by 11 and then I'll wake up at like 5-6 a.m. It turns out that once you do follow the doctor's advice for getting a healthier night's sleep, it actually works. Call me bamboozled. This one is spiritual. I want to read a spiritual book every month. The next book that I'm planning on finishing is Honoring Your Ancestors. Next one is to just volunteer. I would love to tutor kids. I've never tutored before, and I do love kids, and I do love learning. I could volunteer at a library, or I could teach people how to knit. I don't know. Next one is just to pray/meditate more. I feel like this is a common one and a lot of spiritual/religious people can relate to. Next one is emotional goals. Attend therapy one time a month. Next one is to write in my diary more, which I have been doing, by the way. Fantastic. I do plan on making a video about that. I grew up around the Bay Area, and then I moved down to LA for college now. And I have plenty of family here down in LA. Don't get me wrong, I love them to death. There is a difference between hanging out with your grandma on a Friday night and hanging out with your friends on a Friday night. I want to try and make some friends in LA. And also just embrace the time of being alone, because I don't want to rush into a platonic relationship and then just for the sake of crossing something off my list. Like, I'll take my time, is what I'm saying. My next emotional goal is to do more hobby stuff. And my favorite hobby that I got back into is fiber art. Currently working on a sweater vest, and I'm crocheting a turtleneck sweater for my cousin. We'll see. And if she doesn't like it, I'm gonna take it anyway. Next one is financial goals. I live with family, and I'm very, very fortunate to not have to pay rent. I have always save 50% of my paycheck, a habit that I have, and I think that's more than reasonable. If I save more, then yay. But 50% is the minimum for me most of the time. Start making my own clothes. I want to get into sewing. I would love to learn how to make my own stuff. My dream is to have a wardrobe that is entirely like things that I've made. And then my last goal is to just pay $5 to charity a month. It's a minimum because there are times during the month where I am more scraping the bottom of the barrel. $5 is reasonable for me to take out every month to just like donate to any local charity or a rated A charity on Charity Watch. I know that the nonprofit industry is not the greatest, but I do think that every little bit helps. Though I make very little money during the month, $5 is still better than none. I'm gonna rush through the January goals because a lot of them are similar to the New Year's resolution ones, obviously. First goal is to write one short story. I have not done that yet. I'm planning to. I want to get the first draft done. I don't know if I'll do that today or tomorrow, but I'll get it done this week. Next one is to read for 1 hour. I have been doing that. However, I am filming this on January 2nd, so that isn't that much of a flex. I did write 4 books. I never follow my TBR, but it's books that I want to read. The Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry, Sin Eater by Maren Campisi, And I Darken by Kirsten White, and All Are Welcome by Liz Parker. I want to get all of my books before class starts for winter. I don't know if I have to buy any books, but I should research that. I have the high school equivalent of I know Spanish. Like, I can read it very well, I can understand it pretty well. Speaking it, whole other problem. This semester, I'm taking a Spanish speaking class where we are literally just gonna talk in Spanish for 3 hours every week. My worst nightmare. I'm gonna focus on what I can do, like my audio comprehension. My 1 hour of Spanish study is honestly just gonna be most likely watch an episode of a telenovela while I knit. And honestly, next one, physicals, walk in the morning. I had not been walking in the morning or at all, frankly. Tried to walk around Americana, I got fucking winded. Let's work on that. Next one is to learn one new recipe. I think for this month, I'm probably just gonna try one on my own. I do love Mexican food. However, I do think that it is a little bit criminal to learn how to cook Mexican food via a recipe found online. Maybe I can make pozole. But pozole takes like the whole day. Tres leches? No, I don't like. I'm not the greatest fan of tres leches. I made tres leches like a couple years ago, and to be fair, the recipe that I used was fucking botched. Next one is to learn not to hang out on my bed, because we're talking about healthy sleeping habits. So in spiritual, read one spiritual book. Try to meditate more, and next one is to set up an altar space. I have not done that yet. Emotional, set up my therapy appointment. I'm planning to call them tomorrow. Write my diary more. I have been doing that. More fiber art / hobby again. I do want to use up my stash yarn because I have way too much yarn. I hate having extra yarn. I hate having anything more than I need. So I really need to go through that. So with that, another goal of mine that's emotional and financial really is to not buy any yarn for the entire month. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I even texted a friend telling him to help me keep myself accountable, but let me tell you, I love buying yarn. Next one is to just get a job because I moved from the Bay Area to down here and I don't have a job yet. One is to pay $5 to charity. One is to just start making my own clothes, but I have wrist pain from knitting too much, which I think has to be one of the stupidest injuries I've ever had. I do need to learn to take care of my wrist. Those are my New Year's resolutions along with my monthly goals. Let me know if you guys have any other goals. Are they writing related? Do you separate your goals in different ways? Do you even separate them at all? Let me know. I would genuinely love to know, like, what are your writing goals? Are you trying to finish your novel, finish a short story collection, publish more poems, or even just to be like learn to not engage in hustle culture within the writing community? Like, that's a very important goal. Let me know, and I'd love to hear back from how you're doing this month's videos, and hopefully I'll have them up every week on Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you so much. All of my socials are in the description. Please subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Okay, bye guys.